Right is not going to make it. The only thing that's going to make it is righteous. If you are not righteous in what you are doing, if the behavior you exemplifying is not righteous, to hell you going to lift your eyes, I promise you. You're not going to make it. If you don't get righteous in your thinking, if you don't get righteous in your giving, if you don't get righteous in your loving, if you don't get righteous in how you handle things, righteous in how you treat your family, God help me please, lose the control mechanism and come into submission. If you don't get righteous in it, in hell you're going to lift up your eyes. I have to tell you this morning, I got a mandate on me to be honest. In hell you go mess around and lift up your eyes, because the 1,000-year reign of peace on earth, what is that going to represent? I'll tell you, I'm glad y'all asked. A 1,000-year reign of peace on earth is where there are going to be the streets of gold. There is going to be the houses that you did not build. Y'all better understand and hear me. God, don't kill me, please. Let me live, Lord. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, please. Please let me live, God. Please, please. I got to release this to tell y'all. Listen, the Bible talks about houses that you did not build. That's when you're going to live in those houses that you did not build. Why? Because of the wealth of the wicked that's laid up for the just. That's when you're going to experience that. Why? Because they're going to build it, but the Lord is going to allow you to live in it. Yes, yes, yes. There won't be no sweating at the brow. So for my money lovers, for my mammon people, you better stop it. You better come out of it. I'm telling you, you better come out of it. You better snap. You better cuss yourself out, because sometimes that's what I do. I cuss Delphine out. I put one on her, baby. I'll lay one down on that witch when she's trying to rip me out of some stuff, trying to beat me and play me out of some stuff. So my mammon lovers, for those of you that think money is everything, it's your God. God really is not truly your God. Your money is your God. You watch everything concerning you're gonna be in trouble, because it's gonna be a place where you ain't gonna be able to spend it. It's gonna be a time gonna come where it's not gonna be any value to you at all, because God is setting this thing up to prepare to get ready for this 1,000-year reign of peace that is going to come onto earth. And it's going to be the people. It's going to be a meeting place with him. It's going, oh God, help me please. I'm fixing to walk y'all through something that happened to me some years or several years ago, and now I'm getting the full understanding of it. I'm finna walk y'all through it, so sit down. I'm finna show you something. Just buckle yourself in. Like I told you, get you something to drink and just chill out. I'm finna show y'all some revelation of some dreams that I had. Now I got the revelation this morning of some dreams. I had a dream, one dream, and I was at Destiny Church at this time. I had this dream. In the dream, I called Pastor J. Dem house on the phone. Pastor V answered the phone. I had spoke to her, asked her, how she was doing, showed myself respectful and everything. Then I asked her, could I speak to Pastor Jake? So she calls him. She said, yeah, hold on a second. She calls him, Pastor, the phone is for you. He gets the telephone. When he gets the phone, as soon as his salutation, which was his greeting to me, his hello, things began to fall off of me. They were just falling off of me, just stuff just falling. I was like, what is this? What's happening? I was scared because it was something I had never encountered before. So stuff just began to fall off me, just falling, just at his voice. I'm going to help y'all. Please set your butt down. I'm going to help you understand this, because see, the enemy trying to trick some of you. You better watch it now. You better watch it. So stuff started falling off of me, just falling off me, just falling off of me. And so what the Lord began to reveal to me this morning, let me tell the second dream, and then I'm going to help y'all. Let me tell the dreams. I'm going to show you, then I'm going to tell you the revelation the Lord gave me. Okay, so stuff began to fall off of me. By the time I hung up the phone, I'm really light as a feather, because all this stuff has fallen off of me. Take note, when the man of God spoke, I need y'all to take note to that. When the man of God spoke, this stuff started falling off of me. Okay, second dream I had, same scenario. I called Pastor J. Dem house. Pastor V answers the phone. I speak to Pastor V out of respect, greet her, and I asked to speak to Pastor J. She calls him to the phone. This time when he comes to the phone, he begins to speak. When he started speaking, I started flying. But I was going down. My head was tilting too far forward, and I could not level myself out. I was about to crash to hit the ground. He did not ever lose his cool or anything. He talked to me in such a very calm tone, somewhat like how I'm talking to y'all right now. He said, listen, he said, you've got to listen to me. You've got to listen. He said, listen to me, Delphine, trust me. I'm going to guide you through this. If you will listen to me, I'm going to guide you through this. You're putting too much weight on your head. Now I need y'all to listen to and hear all of this. The man of God had to talk to me. I had to become submitted to the voice in my life. So for those of you, I'm finna put a warning out. It's going to tell on you if you ain't submitted. You're not going to make it much longer. There you warning. You're not going to make it much longer. I had to submit to the voice. He talked to me. He said, listen to me. If you'll listen to me, he said, you're putting too much weight on your head. I want y'all to think about where I was putting weight at. On my head. Let me tell you the revelation the Lord showed me. He said, you went in there with what you thought. You went in there with how you thought everything was supposed to be. Too much on your head. You were so consumed with yourself and how you wanted things to be. You thought ministry, or you thought church. At the time I was in church, I had to go by church to get to the kingdom. At the time, you thought how you thought church was supposed to be. How you wanted it to be, based on what you had seen and all this stuff. And you never really was submitted anyway. You had never submitted yourself to nobody, Delphine. You loved Reverend Bass, but you weren't submitted to him because you were still going to do your own thing. So you had even been married, but wasn't submitted. You had not ever submitted yourself to anybody because submission comes through. Submission does not just come through a position. Submission comes through a living, a lifestyle. The way you carry yourself, it becomes who you are. So you had not ever submitted yourself. So I was scared. I was terrified as all get out. I was terrified. But I said, okay, because I was fixing to crash. I was fixing to hit rock bottom. I'm telling you, my head was finna hit that ground. And so I was afraid of hitting the ground because I was like, my head gonna bust wide open. I'm gonna die. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna listen to you. So I listened to him. He started talking to me. I started doing what he told me. I started flying. It was a little scary. Ooh, it was scary at first. I started flying. My heart was beating fast, even in the dream. I started flying. The next thing you know, when I started listening to him, as I kept listening to him, I started soaring. I was soaring. Ooh, I can see it now, even as I'm telling it. I started soaring. I was doing. He said, okay. Once he did that, he said, you good now? And he hung up the phone. Let me tell y'all something. Some of you won't even allow yourself to be submitted long enough for you to learn how to do what you're supposed to do. You're just supposed to get something. You're just supposed to learn how to do something. There are some people that are going to come into my life, into my midst, just to learn to do something. Just for me to be the voice in their life to teach them how to do something. But because of being unsubmitted and being in a place where you won't do it even though you're scared, you just got to do it scared. I was scared as hell, I ain't gonna lie. That was my first time ever doing that. Remember, I had been in church, grew up at Nazareth Baptist Church, but I wasn't submitted. It was a place I attended. I wasn't submitted. I had even gotten married at 22 years old. At years old, didn't know nothing about being submitted. I wasn't submitted in my marriage. I was just married. So I didn't know nothing about submission. So there are going to be people that are going to come into my midst just for me to do what needs to be done, to be that voice for them, to help them in their transition. I had to submit to his voice. I had to submit. This is what you see in 1 Kings 19, submission. I had to submit. Elijah had to find himself submitted to God and not just doing the works of God. He had won the battle at Mount Carmel, but he wasn't submitted to God. It wasn't until he had that encounter in that cave. And when he had that encounter in that cave, when the Lord came through in a still small voice, although he thought he was going to come through in the wind, or he thought he was going to come through in an earthquake. But he came through in a still small voice. That's when the submission took place. And then he said to him, now get up and go anoint Hazael as king over Syria, and go anoint Jehu as king over Israel, and anoint Elisha as prophet. Go now. Your proteges are ready for you. They're ready now because you're submitted like you need to be. Ain't no need of you trying to rear up nobody when you ain't submitted yourself. Ain't no need of you trying to take nobody under your wings if you are not a submitted person. Y'all better watch who you follow. Watch who you let get in your ear now. Watch who you follow. If their life does not exemplify submission, you finna be played like a fool. Point blank. I'm sorry to have to be that firm with it, but it's the truth. You finna be played like a fool. Submission breeds submission. And then he goes on to say, the ones that Hazael don't get, Jehu gonna get them. The ones Jehu don't get, Elisha gonna get them. Why? Because submission is steady following in a chain. It's steady following. God help me, please. God help me. Now let's get to the next dream about me. Finna show y'all the next level. I had them 2 dreams while I was at Destiny. I get with Apostle. I have another dream. This is the one right here. In this dream, I'm driving down the road. I end up somehow in this line and on this road where cars are bumper to bumper, and I end up in the lineup. I mean, they are bumper to bumper. You can't back up. You can't go forward. They bumper to bumper. There's this gate. It's this man at this gate. You have to pull up to this gate. The people in front of me, I see them. They pull up at the gate. They talk to the man. And then they go off. Well, in front of us is a body of water. I'm talking about a body, not no pond. A full ocean, like big body of water in front of us. And I'm saying, where in the world are we going? What is this now? My personality, I'm telling you, God allowed my personality, Delphine personality, to be in that dream. I was talking trash. That's what it, wait a whole, no, what is this? Heck no, I'm finna get out of here. But I realized I was bumper to bumper. People behind me, people in front of me. I couldn't go nowhere. Lord have mercy. I watched the people. They go up there to the gate. They talk to the man. Then they pull off. And it's like they go off into this water. I said, shoot, them people dying. I ain't finna do that. No, them people dying. I ain't finna go. No, I'm finna get out of here. When I get up there to the gate, the man said, I get there. He tells me, he says, you got to go into this, you're going to be fine. You got to go, you go off it. I said, there's water up there. He said, but ma'am, you just trust me. Just trust me. I said, what you talking about? Trust you? I said, no, sirree. My mind started kicking in. I said, I better, I said, they say if you let your windows down when you go in water, you'll be able to get out the car. You'll be able to swim. I said, I'm going to let my windows down. He said, no, you can't let your windows down. You got to have your windows up. I said, you finna tell me to go in some water and I got to have my windows up? I ain't doing that. I said, I'm standing there now. I got the car behind me held up because I'm talking trash. I'm straight talking trash. I ain't finna do that. I said, no, they say you supposed to have your window down if you finna go in some water. I said, no, I know. He said, ma'am, take your feet, put your car in neutral, and take your feet off of the brakes. Do not touch the brakes, nor the gas. I said, okay. Them car washes that y'all see you go through now, them right there I seen them in the spirit realm when I had this dream, and they became manifest in the earth. I seen them in the spirit realm. I'm telling you, I kid you not, so help me God. That's exactly how that thing was set up, just like how them car washes is now. I said, no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do it. He said, ma'am, you gotta trust me. That man did not ever get upset with me, did not ever lose his cool, didn't change his tone. He just kept encouraging me, ma'am, you gotta trust me. I said, no, I'm not going. I said, I tell you what, I said, how do I get out of here? He said, well, you can't back up. He said, but you can turn. It was only one way you could turn. You could cut over to the right hand side, and you you, he said, but over to the right side was it was a bare forest. I mean, it will burn up. The trees, everything was burnt up. You didn't see no habitation over there. It was burnt up. You didn't know. It looked bad, real bad over there. Just a open, burnt up forest. And he said to me, he said, now you can